Hey guys and welcome. So my name is Tristan. I'm a fifth year medical student here in the beautiful Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. So those of you who know me know I've been trying to start this for a very long time. I've just never had the time to do it. But as we were amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, all of us were sent home, and in between studying, I've decided to finally put together my first travel vlog, sharing with you our journey from the tropical paradise to the winters of Norway. So guys, as we kick things off in this vlog, you know that all trips have some sort of ups and downs, and we are no strangers to this. It actually started on the first day of our trip, on the first leg. So our trip was originally booked from Trinidad to our sister island of Tobago, Tobago to Manchester, and then Manchester to Oslo. We booked that through Condor and Thomas Cook. Problem is, I don't know if you guys saw the news, but Thomas Cook last year and Condor went into some financial instability, and a lot of their flights were cancelled. Now, we kept checking, and it told us that our flight was still on, so obviously we were saying, okay, everything's fine. Got to Tobago, and they told us, hey, we haven't seen this flight in over 4 or 5 months, and lo and behold, the flight was cancelled. So, what do? We eventually booked a flight from Tobago to Gatwick, which was later that night, about 4 or 5 hours later, and got into Gatwick. Now, I am not familiar with the train system, and it was way too much money to keep rebooking. So eventually, my friend of mine who was in London studying, he coached me how to get the train and the tube from Gatwick Airport to Manchester so that we catch our flight. It was a complete nightmare. It was during rush hour. We had to tug along like 6 or 7 suitcases. It wasn't the best experience, but eventually we got to Manchester with 1 hour to spare, caught our flight, and got into Oslo on Christmas evening. So here I'm just showing you a bit of our trip. So Port of Spain to London Gatwick to the Manchester airport, and eventually from Manchester airport to the capital of Norway, which is Oslo. So day 1 took us to Frogner Park, and it's the Vigeland installation, or it's commonly known as Sculpture Park. It is by an artist by the name of Gustav Vigeland, who designed about, I think it's 200 statues, which were put up here by, I can't tell you how many masons it would have taken to put up these statues. It's something out of this world. I mean, some of them are really weird and eerie. Mom and I just got to this bridge here, which is in the central part of the park, overlooking a big pond, and they're lined by so many of his statues. I think his interpretations were varied because of the vast difference between them, but as you can see, many of them were really standing tall. I cannot begin to imagine how hard these masons had to work to put these things up. But it's quite a sight to behold. Here we have some little playful statues. I guess this is a father and his daughter. And this one, I don't know what he's supposed to be holding up, but there you go. There's also some interesting metalwork here, and everywhere in the park is just a piece of art to see. There's a beautiful view of Frogner Park. Couldn't get over the winter landscape of Norway, something I've never seen before in my life because I've never experienced fall and winter. So eventually we got to this little cafe, which was at the entrance of the park, I want to believe, where we just sat down and kind of enjoyed the sunset, had a bite, shared some tea with my aunt and with my mom, and of course my little gremlin cousins in the background there having a bite and their tea. So we discussed the rest of the trip and just enjoyed the Norwegian sunset and nighttime until we made our way back to the hotel that night. Okay guys, so that brought us to the end of our first day in Oslo. So a little bit about the park. It's the Vigeland installation at Frogner Park in Oslo. I know I'm butchering those names, and I'm sorry to anybody who's seeing this who knows the correct pronunciation. I hope it's correct. But it's over 200 statues that he erected himself. And at the centerpiece is a bunch of hands and this pillar that are grasping at each other. It was really interesting, and we got back to the hotel, got a little bite to eat, and then got some sleep. Now, just a reminder, everything was closed. None of the museums were open or had very limited hours, and plus we didn't have much sunlight. We had about 4 hours of sunlight every day. That is sunrise to sunset. So we made the most of it, and that brings us to our next day, day 2 in Oslo. So here we are in day 2 Oslo. We took a short walk about 2 blocks away down the street, and it brought us to a little bit of the harbor, where we saw a great sunrise, saw some little joggers. There wasn't much people around. As I said, Most people don't come to Norway or Oslo during Christmas time proper because everything is closed. But as you can see, these are some magnificent views. Eventually, we took a walk a bit north, got to the Parliament building, and decided to tour a little bit of the inner city. So this street is normally lined with people as there are many designer shops. But like I said, everything was closed, so nothing much we could do but just enjoy some of the buildings and shops, take a look at the local police riding their horses down the road. And next up, we decided to get to the Christmas shops where they are big on trolls in their history in Norway. So you can see some really interesting Christmas decorations and like this guy, how I feel 24/7. Eventually, we kept walking through the city, saw some more of the big hotels, big sites, and got to the Opera House in Oslo, where we spent the rest of the evening until sunset. So, in a bit, you will see some of the majestic views of the waters and the sunset here in Oslo, right at the Opera House, something I really recommend you guys do if you come here, just so serene. So next up we have food. You know, everywhere was closed. Lucky enough, this place called the Cathedral was open, where we managed to get some pasta, some pizza, and I was able to, of course, try reindeer, one of the local cuisines here. Reindeer.
So we don't have it reindeer meat.
So guys, thank you for tuning in to the first installation of these travel videos. This is part 1 of the Norway vlog. Part 2 is going to show you Tromsø, which is just north in the country, and it is in the Arctic Circle where we're going to see Aurora Borealis as well as the icy fjords and the winter landscapes of Norway. So till then, thank you for tuning in. You can follow me on Instagram at TristanLuke. I'll have a link down in the description, so please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to see more content, which I will be posting both travel and medical school tips. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Bye.